Now, for a question of YouTube censorship or pure coincidence, one blogger would argue it's the former after the video platform wrongly demonetized his entire channel for apparently violating its policy on violent criminal organizations. The content creator in question is Matt Orfalea, who's known for his leftist satirical videos. He received his latest strike for an old fake Starbucks ad. Now, after contacting Wtube, the platform agreed that he was not promoting organized crime and lifted the strike. It's just the latest in a series of run-ins Orfalea has had with the platform. He's also been penalised for content on the drug ivermectin, which is being studied as a possible COVID treatment, as well as for criticising what he believes are YouTube censorship policies. We're joined now by the man himself, Matt Orfalea, for more on this. Matt, thanks so much for coming on the programme today. Good to have you with us. Just tell us a bit more about your recent experiences with YouTube. I understand you're one strike away from a total ban, is that right?
Well, luckily that one error YouTube fessed up to. But oddly, even though they admitted the error, my channel is still demonetized. All my previously monetized videos are not remonetized, as they should be, considering they admitted that was an error.
And do you think this latest strike, this latest warning, has anything to do with your previous run-ins with the internet giant? That ivermectin drug discussion, your videos criticising the channel, do you think that could have contributed to their actions towards you and your channel?
Yes, probably. Whether it's, somebody making a decision, it's more likely AI that when if it sees something that it doesn't like, it's just going to find more and more stuff. But the problem is the things that YouTube's got their algorithm searching for as bad material, dangerous material that we have to ban people for, is just normal discourse. So the first strike I got was actually talking about YouTube censorship. So I was banned for a week because I was talking about YouTube censorship of a possible medication that could help COVID, according to testimony in the U.S. Senate, our own government. So, or a doctor testifying in the U.S. Senate hearing. So then after that happened, as you mentioned, YouTube accused me of some kind of involvement or association with violent criminal organizations. That's insane. And then it got even crazier, Daniel. Just yesterday, I was a fellow YouTuber who had me on to discuss the censorship issues I was having on YouTube, since I couldn't use my own YouTube channel at the time because I was banned. She had me on, and now she's banned. Why is she banned? They say she was promoting medical misinformation, even though all the medical information in that video was from CNN and NBC clips that we were playing and commenting on how these clips violate YouTube's community guidelines. And yet those videos still live on NBC, CNN, and CBS. And yet they censored Allison Morrow, the journalist, the YouTuber who had me on. They censored her, not the clips she was exposing as medical misinformation, because it was coming out of the corporate news channels. It's an absurd, insane double standard we're experiencing now. YouTube has lost all credibility. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, and I think you're not the only one. I mean, you've been a big critic of, big tech and their sort of overbearing power of things. And I suppose the question is in the grey areas, isn't it? Because clearly, supporting organised crime is one thing, and that's something you've not done, and they've admitted their mistake. Clearly, nobody's, disputing that. That's crazy. But, I mean, YouTube would say they're treading a fine line between free speech and attempting not to stifle that and preventing misinformation. And that's pretty difficult, isn't it, to find that balance?
Well, see, it's such a general, who gets to determine what's misinformation? That's the problem. Throughout this whole experience from the beginning of COVID, the who is the authority according to YouTube, the WHO has gotten things wrong. So I mean, it shows how inherently flawed this system is, where we're going to censor stuff if it goes against the WHO, because the WHO has proven to be wrong over and over again. And it's a logical fallacy. I understand, misinformation can be dangerous. If someone takes the wrong medicine, of course, we don't want that to happen. So I can understand the intent, assuming there's good faith intent. I can understand that. But the problem is to censor stuff based on what an authority has determined, whether it's the WHO or whoever. That's a logical fallacy. It's a logical fallacy. It's an appeal to authority. And it's a fallacy because authorities are not always right. And to me, having one of the largest, if not the largest, search engines on the internet, I believe it's the second largest, to have them operate on this logical fallacy, appealing to authority, that's a recipe for disaster, and that's far more dangerous than the kind of videos that they are accusing of being dangerous misinformation.
Yeah, a lot of questions left unanswered. Matt Orfala, YouTube content creator, thanks for joining us on the program today. Good to have you on.